Hello, everybody. I want to talk for this episode. I want to talk about setting small steps, baby steps, if you will. Dave Ramsey is a master at it. He's got a whole program built around baby steps. And what that does is make it very easy for people to just take one more little step. I think sometimes when we set our goals, we shoot so high and so far from where we are that it's such a big step and it becomes overwhelming and we fall short. Now, I'm not saying don't set big goals. You have to find the right size. But the baby steps along the way to achieve your big goals are a huge part of your goal setting system, of your process of achievement. Because if you're not hitting your daily or weekly or monthly activities, your big goal, the big one that's going to take 6 months to achieve or a year to achieve, you're just not on track to do that. So you want to set yourself up for success by, number one, setting a good goal that's within your reach, or just without your reach, I would say, of something that you've ever done before. It stretches you a little, but is doable. You're confident you can do it, but it scares you. So that's important, but the second part is what comes after that. All the infrastructure, all the little steps it's going to take for you to achieve that goal. Say your goal is to eat an elephant. Well, what they always say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? Baby steps are such an important part of the goal setting system because those are what's going to move you forward. Now, I was just part of an organization that helps teens. I volunteer, and they go from 0 to CEO by the end of the program. It's phenomenal, and I loved every bit of it. But one of the things that I thought would be helpful to the program is, these youth are spending so much time setting up their entities, but so little time selling, actually moving product, which happens after graduation in most cases. And so I think those little wins along the way, in my goal setting system I call them mini wins. It's kind of a cool word, right? Mini wins. I got a mini win today. What's your mini win today? Those moments you can't underestimate how important those are. If you have a business and you set up all your time, you're doing paralysis of analysis and you're setting up all your time, getting your systems ready, getting your software in place, getting the product just perfect, and you never really actually sell the product and turn a profit. You're setting yourself up for a disaster. You can only do that so long before you get burned out. You don't see any return. You're not feeding the passion, the fire, the flame by rewarding it with the profit, with the money that should come from a business. And it only is a matter of time before you just can't keep doing it. You can't keep spending time at it because it's not paying off. So mini wins are so important. You've got to get out there and you've got to start somewhere. So if you're starting a business and you're an entrepreneur, and I'm going through this process right now, even with this goal setting program, I haven't released it to start selling yet. I'm working on it, but I've been giving it to people. I've been just handing it out because I'm wanting feedback. But once I get started, the goal is this, and this is what I've learned. This is how it works. Find one person, an audience of one, and then find a second person, and then a third person. You don't start a business trying to find 1,000 subscribers because you have 0 subscribers. You don't know how to do 1,000. It's such a big step. Maybe the ultimate goal is to get to 1,000. That's fine. But start with just one and celebrate that success. If you have one person, if you're doing a live Facebook feed and you only have one person listening in, you've got a couple of options. You can go, man, that was a miserable failure. I only had one person listening in. That's ridiculous. Or you can say, wow, I had one person following. One person set aside their time just to listen to me. And I hope I made a difference in that one person's life because I'm going to do it again tomorrow, and hopefully tomorrow I can get 2 people. And then if those each 2 people were to spread the word, maybe the day after or the week after, I could get 4 people, and then 8 people, and 16 people. And that's how these massive companies work. I've been doing some training recently with ClickFunnels, and been researching some other options, but I really like ClickFunnels. You look at them and you think, man, what a massive organization they are. I mean, the company is worth, I don't know how many billions of dollars. They're ginormous. They've never taken a bit of investor funding, venture capital, and it's absolutely phenomenal what Russell has done with that program. But you look at it and you're like, wow, they're huge. How did they do that? They didn't just land there, okay? Russell spent years and years, trial and error, doing different things, failing over and over, and then he finally started to garner a little bit of an audience, and he had a little win here and a little win there, and along the way he slowly learned and evolved, and he built what today is an incredibly massive marketing system that has brought in a lot of success for people all over the world. And kudos to him for having done that. It's a great achievement. It's not an easy thing, but he's got a lot of passion, a lot of drive, a lot of energy that propels him forward. So I admire that. Anybody that can stick that out. But if you're starting out, maybe you don't have the vision of being an international or global multi-billion-dollar company, and that's okay. That's okay. Maybe you just want an extra $1,000 a month. Or maybe you just want just enough. Okay, sorry about that. It cut off, and I was right in the middle of a good thought. So I don't know why that happened. But anyways, I was talking about ClickFunnels and how they evolved into this enormous organization. And when you're setting your goals, I want to bring this down to a personal level for you, because you look at that company and you think, wow, I can never do that, or that's it's overwhelming to think that. How he did that, I don't know, et cetera, et cetera. But maybe your goal is something much, much more simple, much more small. Maybe your one main goal in life is just to generate an extra $1,000 a month. That's okay, all right? So what happens next is what's critical. That's the infrastructure that will get you to that goal. So you're not going to wake up today and achieve that goal. Boom. If you do, that goal was way too small, all right? Way too small. So if you have a big goal, set an appropriate infrastructure that will get you to that goal. And those are the small daily activities. This is where the pavement, well, I was going to say the pavement hits the road, but that doesn't make any sense. This is where the rubber meets the road. That's it. This is where the rubber meets the road. You're going to go day in and day. You wake up, you've got your goal cards, you go out for the day, and you get to your office and you hit it, right? And you're doing something. Right? What is that thing that you're doing? What are those 5 things or those handful of things that you're doing that are going to move you toward the goal? Those are the baby steps that Dave Ramsey is talking about. Little things you can do. You can't go out and build $1 billion business today, but you can write a blog. You can record a podcast. You can take a mentor out to lunch. You can record a webinar. You can. There are a lot of things that you can do with your time, and those are the baby steps. That's what you write out every day before you go to bed. You sit down on your dresser, your plan for tomorrow. You have it written out, and you write it down, and you put that plan in action. The moment you wake up, you start reading off of that plan, and you stay on that plan all day long until you have those 5 things done, or those, however many things you've written down done. Those are the baby steps, and they're wins, because this is what makes it cool. Those are things you can do, all right? Those are within your capabilities. Otherwise, you wouldn't have written down as the things that you were going to do today. They might be a simple phone call. It might be balancing your checkbook, or it might be, I don't know, simple things. But where we fall apart on our goals is right there. We don't do those little things. We don't give our daily tasks enough importance, or we let things slide because it's just as easy not to than it is to do it. So for whatever reason, it gets slipped off the radar, and then months go by, and we come to the date where we were supposed to achieve our goal, and we fall short. Okay, that's how it happens. So those mini wins along the way, you've got to celebrate. You've got to recognize those. When you have a mini win at night, you write it down, okay? You acknowledge and you applaud yourself, because probably no one else is going to do this for you. But you take some kind of an accountability, and you look at your day and you say, I did this. And it's a little thing. You might go down you tell your spouse, hey, look, I did this, and he or she might be going, so what's the big deal? But to you, it's a win because you wrote it down, and it's part of your journey. It's one of the baby steps, and you did it. So you keep doing those baby steps, you're going to get to your big goal. So anyways, the small things turn into the big things. I love that because it's so true, and we don't give enough importance to the small things. Those are the things that turn into habits. Those are the things that become patterns and routines in our lives. So give importance to those things. Celebrate when you have wins, when you make baby steps. Set the baby steps first of all, but then celebrate them. Every night before you go to bed, pull out your card, check. Checking off is such a beautiful thing. You put that little check mark right on your card. That is a mark. It's like a trophy. It's an award. It's a little mini award you're giving yourself. There's a little check mark, and you feel good. You make sure that you acknowledge that you did something. You accomplished some things today, and those wins are what are going to lead you to your big goal. So anyways, just some thoughts on that. Set big goals, but set the little things. The little ones are what's going to make the difference.